Have you ever been so intimidated you cannot move? That was exactly the effect that the Lincoln Enthroned Monument had on me. Most American people have either visited this wonderful place or at least have seen pictures, but very few of us know anything about Daniel Chester French, the artist responsible for this masterpiece. Hi, my name is Deborah Rodriguez, and I will be sharing a little about the life and art of Daniel Chester French. First, I will tell you about his life and background, and then I will present you with two most impactful works of art. Let's start with who Daniel Chester French was. His life and background can be broken down into three parts: the changes in his life before he became a renowned sculptor with his family, his education, and how he became an artist. According to the Monument Man, The Life and Art of Daniel Chester French by Harold Halser, his origin and family had many phases. In 1850, on April 20th, he was born in Exeter, New Hampshire. At the age of 6, in 1856, Daniel's mother passed away. His father remarried to Pamela in 1859. In 1860, when Dan was just 10, he and his family moved to a farm in Cambridge, Massachusetts. When Dan was just 16, they moved again, this time to Concord, Massachusetts. According to Harold Hauser, in The Monument Man, The Life and Art of Daniel Chester French, Judge French was extremely interested in his sons having a formal education, of which he said education was worth more to a boy than many riches. In 1867, Daniel went to the Massachusetts Institute of Technology in Boston. He miserably failed trigonometry, geometry, algebra, and physics. He barely passed English and German with a score of 60. At this point, his father quickly realized he was not cut out to be an attorney or maybe a physician, so he allowed him to register with courses with renowned artists from the area. The million-dollar question: how did Daniel Chester French become an artist? According to The Monument Man, The Life and Art of Daniel Chester French by Harold Halser, it all started when Daniel was 16. His father brought home for him and his siblings a package of clay he purchased in Boston, of which Daniel sculpted a dog's head. His second work of art was a crafted wooden deer. Daniel was very fascinated and interested in modeling animals. However, he quickly became developed in the interest of human figure, which became later on his main focus of his art. He was then coached by Amy Alcott, an accomplished watercolor painter of his time. At the same time, Daniel enrolled in the Alcott Neighborhood Art School for classes 3 times a week. However, French's true training commenced in March of 1870. He became the apprentice of John Quincy Adams. In 1871, he commenced his study with the artist William Rimmer in the area of art anatomy. During this time, Daniel also received instruction under William Morris Hunt, and finally, he sealed his journey as an artist of the time by studying abroad in Italy and Paris for 2 years. After an interesting start in life, having lived in so many places and studied with so many artists from around the world, it was evident that Daniel Chester French was going to leave his mark in history, especially in art. Daniel's two most impactful works of art are the Minuteman and the Lincoln Memorial Statue. Daniel's first public and most popular piece of art is the Minuteman. The Minuteman was officially inaugurated in Concord, Massachusetts in April of 1875, of which the monument was created to honor the legendary Minutemen of the Revolutionary War. They were self-trained armed civilians, colonists, who would respond to the British military threat by organizing into a militia at a moment's notice, hence where they got their name, the Minutemen. Daniel was not present for the inauguration, as he was in Italy. However, The Monument Man, The Life and Art of Daniel Chester French by Harold Halser, it is speculated that maybe he did not come as he did not wish to be embarrassed. On January 11, 2020, the National Historic Park website posted an article, Sculptor Daniel Chester French, Minuteman, quoting Mr. French as saying the following: Perhaps as important a moment in my life was when the good people of Concord, Massachusetts, rashly voted to trust an inexperienced sculptor, a statue of a Minuteman, to commemorate the opposition that the British regulars experienced at Concord Bridge. This action resulted in a statue that I think I can, without blushing, is better than any citizen had the right to expect. The most impressive monument Daniel Chester French created was the Lincoln Memorial Statue. This monument is located in Washington, D.C. It is south of the White House, west of the Washington Monument, and close to the Potomac River banks. It was inaugurated in May 30th of 1922. The Lincoln statue alone is made of 28 magnificent independent Georgia marble pieces. It weighs 175 tons and it stands from foot to head at 19 feet tall, which would make Mr. President Lincoln 28 feet tall if he was standing. Today, we have seen Daniel Chester French had a gift for sculpting since a very young age. I discussed his life and background and his two most impactful works of art. In conclusion, I hope that now you can understand how I felt in front of the monument of Lincoln statue. Many years of history compiled into one magnificent room. It brings all this history to life. It feels like you're in the era of the late 1800s and early 1900s. There is no doubt in my mind why Lorado Taft, renowned sculpture educator, praised Daniel Chester French as the Dean of American Sculptures. In my opinion, this is one place you must add to your bucket list. With this, I conclude my speech in Daniel Chester French. Thank you.